One of Nolan Wall's friends, Warren, did an interview recently where he spoke about the backlash they've been getting since Nolan Wall's death and all the allegations. Now, to me, this interview did them no favors, to be honest, because first off, the person they chose to do the interview with is like one of the most despicable, worst human beings probably on planet Earth, which obviously is hyperbole, but he's not too far off. Like, this dude is terrible. Brandon Tatum is not the person you want to do an interview with if you want for us to receive this interview with fear lenses. And if you're really close friends with Nolan and you want the world to believe that, you probably shouldn't do an interview with a man who has spent the last couple of weeks disrespecting Nolan's mom, calling her a grifter, a race hustler, all type of names. You probably don't want to do an interview with that man. Now, also Tatum oversold this interview drastically, bruh. Before the interview dropped, he was doing promo runs for the interview, talking about how this interview debunks everything and this interview solves the Nolan Wall's mystery and this interview is what people need to watch to hear the truth. So he oversold this and then dramatically and drastically underdelivered.
I gotta say something real quick. Benjamin Crump should be ashamed of himself. Al Sharpton should be ashamed of themselves. I'm right here in Mississippi. It's crazy that I had to fly down here to even get this information. They've been lying on these boys. I got evidence, and I'm gonna show it to you, and I'm gonna lay it out for you. It is a shame that boy Nolan did not get the respect that he deserved. In my opinion, they turned his death into a racial thing, destroying the community. You name it, they did it. And we got evidence that it wasn't just 4 boys with him. We got evidence that they asked Nolan to get back on the boat, and he refused to, because he grown. We got evidence that the boys reached out to the parents, that Benjamin Crump and them refused to reach out to these boys, and I talked to them. I've seen the evidence with my own eyes. I've seen that there was more than just 4 people. There were 3 boats full of kids. I know that they left, and they had nothing to do with this. And instead of them saying and standing up for these boys and saying, look, we don't know what happened, we want justice for Nolan, these boys can have no involvement. Instead, they want to make it about race. And it is a shame. And I'm so heated, man. I went out to Horn Island. We got all the videos. We got the interviews. The boys wanted to talk to me because I'm the only one there to give them a voice, because everybody else is fake, fraudulent, looking out for themselves. And it's a shame, man.
Get over yourself, bro. You think that you were the only person willing to interview these boys? They're clearly not. They could have contacted any media outlet on planet Earth. They could have contacted Fox News. They could have contacted TMZ. They could have contacted anybody on planet Earth and they would have interviewed them. They picked you because you are a black guy. It's really that simple, bro. Right? You are a black guy that's willing to tap dance and shuck and jive and do what you gotta do, right, to cater to the dominant society. That's why they picked you. They didn't pick you because you were the only one willing to interview them, because that's absurd. They picked you because you are willing to do what you need to do, which is tap dance. It's really that simple. You're a black man who can tap dance. Facts. Now, the interview that he promised is not the interview we got, at all. Not one bit, right? Nothing about this interview is revolutionary. Nothing about this interview is breaking news. So first off, during the interview, the first thing I spotted was the kid Warren, who's the son of the judge, by the way. He starts to say, Nolan Wells is his best friend. That him and Nolan Wells been friends since middle school, up to college, and Nolan Wells is his best friend. And then the follow-up question will be a follow-up question that damn near any best friend will be able to answer, and this dude just fumbled.
Nolan, I could describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean, Nolan was not just the best friend of me, but he was a brother. I grew up through elementary, middle school, high school, and then in our freshman year of college, we talked on the phone all the time. We were really close friends. Nolan was like a brother to me, and Nolan lit up every room he walked in. He always had a smile on his face. He always had something good to say. I've never seen Nolan get in an argument with somebody and say bad things about someone. There's a lot of people that talk crap nowadays, and Nolan was never that person. Sweetest soul ever, and I had a great relationship with Nolan. I've never got in an argument with Nolan. We were super close, and I've never said or will ever have anything bad to say about Nolan Wells.
Yeah, and you guys, you said you kind of grew up together. Did you know his mom, or how was that? Because I saw in the media where it appears that she may have said, at least I saw a part that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys.
Right. Well, Nolan, a lot of the times it was at like my house and at my buddy's house. We never went to Nolan's house and hung out. I mean, and my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And I mean, we were never at Nolan's house, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, man. First off, he never asked if you went to Nolan's house. Now, you not going to his house and you've been his best friend since 8. He asked, have you ever met his mom? You said you and Nolan Wells have been best friends since middle school.